Should they stay or should they go? Of course I'm talking about tutorials. Damn it. I don't care. I'm keeping that in. Hello everybody on YouTube. This is Super Nintendo and welcome to my discussion video that I have been thinking about all day. And that is, do we need tutorials in our games? And do they actually have a place in today's day and age? Personally, I don't think so. Now, why do I think this? Well, first off, let's go over the pros just to get them out of the way. They teach new gamers how to play the game. That's about it. The only other thing I can think of is maybe it provides a refresher if you've been away from the game for like, I don't know, 20-something years, but I don't know. So, let's go over the cons. They horribly break the pace, especially if they are longer tutorials, like, say, Kingdom Hearts 3, Skyward Sword, Twilight Princess. I'm sure there's more that I could probably name, but those are the only ones that are coming to mind right now. So, and that's coming from somebody who thinks that whose favorite Zelda game is Twilight Princess, so. So, here's the thing. Tutorials, I don't think, have any place in today's day and age when it comes to gaming. Especially because every game has a software. Somewhere in the software has a digital manual. Mind-blowing. You know, like, so, say for example, I was playing, say, The Legend of Zelda: A Link Between Worlds, and I didn't know how to play. This game has, like, the tutorial is very minimal. But if I didn't know how to do something, I can just open up the digital instruction manual and go through pretty much everything you need to know. As well as support information and, like, security stuff. That's on the 3DS. The Wii U has the exact same fucking thing. The Switch, to my knowledge, has the very same thing. I think PlayStation 4 games have the same thing. I haven't actually checked. In fact, let me stop the recording here so I can actually check. And I will provide screenshots, if I can. So, as it turns out, PS4 actually do not have, like, digital manuals. Kind of weird. But my point still stands that game consoles today, at least, you know, Nintendo, because Nintendo is awesome, have other means of looking at how to play their games other than just, here's a tutorial. You know, like, I've been replaying Resident Evil 7 today, and because I finally bought it for myself instead of borrowing my sister's copy. And there is tutorials in that game too. But you can turn them off. You can, there are why did I look like a piece? There are so many games that you can just turn off the tutorials. See, if you're gonna have tutorials in your game, don't make them mandatory. Have them be able to be skipped or turned off. That is all I'm asking for. See, when you make tutorials mandatory, tutorials that are mandatory tend to be very hated, especially if they are long-ass tutorials. And, quite a number of RPGs that I've played have really long-ass tutorials. Super Mario and Luigi series, for example. Long-ass tutorials. I remember Xenoblade having long-ass tutorials. Xenoblade 2, specifically. Kingdom Hearts 3. 3-hour fucking tutorial that serves no fucking purpose other than to be a tutorial, to make sure you know how to play. And then they give you another tutorial just a few minutes after that with Sora, where you have to, like, learn how to use the new clothes with the drive forms and whatever. It's... God. Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2. I played the game a lot, and half of the, almost half of the fucking story is just one long fucking tutorial. You are not done with the tutorials until you pass the Frieza Saga. Until you are done with the Frieza Saga. Not counting DLC stories, that is almost half of the fucking story. Unacceptable. Unfucking acceptable. It's asinine. It really is asinine. You don't need tutorials to go on this fucking long. And, like, here is an example of a tutorial done right. Simpsons Hit and Run. And I go like that because my GameCube's down there and I own the GameCube version. And for those who don't believe me, see, right here, I just had to unplug the damn thing. The cords are too long, too short, so I have to pull it out over here, so I can reach my bed. Simpsons Hit and Run. There is one tutorial mission that goes through pretty much everything you would do in a tutorial. What happens if you break shit? How to drive a car? What money does? What the cards do? What happens when you get a hit and run? And you know what? I go through that tutorial every time. You know why? Because of the humor. I go through that tutorial every fucking time because of the humor. And guess what? If you don't want to go through the tutorial, all you gotta do is press the start button. That disables all tutorials from that point onward. No tutorials. The only tutorials, if you want to call them that, is the mission briefings, if you want to call them that, on what you do during your missions. But even then, that's not really tutorials. That's just telling you what you're going to be doing during the next mission. So, yeah, tutorials. I don't think they serve a purpose. And here's the common rebuttal that I've been keep getting, because I posted a post on a Facebook group saying, like, Pokemon franchise, take notes. If I don't want to see how to catch Pokemon with the how to use Pokeballs for the 47th fucking time after playing this franchise, allow me to skip it. I don't need to see it. And this is because I have played, to be fair, not a whole lot of Pokemon, but I have played Gen 1, Gen 2, and some of the later shit. Like, I played Platinum, Black version? What version is in here? White version. I have White version. I had Black 2 at some point. I don't know where the fuck it went. And I've played later entries like that. I have Pokemon Y somewhere around here. And I have played Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, or whatever, Director's Cut, DX, whatever. Gale of Darkness, Pokemon Gale of Darkness. And one thing that is constant throughout most of these later fucking games is that the tutorials are unbearable. And And that's my large issue with a lot of RPGs, is that the tutorials are fucking relentless. And it's stupid. I shouldn't have to go through tutorials every fucking time I play them. Especially if you're well versed in them. Because the only real pro-tutorial argument that even somewhat holds water is they are for new players. Okay, if new players need to know how to play, let them have the tutorials, but let the rest of us be able to get on with the fucking game. Jesus. You know, like, I was replaying Resident Evil 7 today because I actually bought it, and that way I don't have to keep asking my sister for her copy just to play it. Because thank you, E3, you made the game cheap, so I can buy it. And guess what? There's tutorials in that game too. But also guess what? You can turn them off. No tutorials! Jazz hands! I don't want to move my head because this is kind of weird. Yeah, it's just... I'm not saying that we should get tutorials out of the games, period. But at least make them either skippable or just allow them to be turned off. You know? Because, like, say, Breath of the Wild, for example. The tutorials in that game are just in the first couple of minutes. You get up, you put on your pants if you want to, and for every, like you get a new item or whatever, you get a short depiction on what they do, and that's pretty much your tutorial. The Great Plateau is pretty much your tutorial area, but it doesn't feel like a tutorial. You know, like, you go through the game, you go through the Great Plateau the same way you go through the rest of the game. And it's fantastic. The beginning, I never, like, in Breath of the Wild, I have replayed that game so many times. Specifically because, this is more of a problem with the game, because this is one problem with the game I have, and that's the late game does not scale right, because once you have all the best shit, the game becomes too easy. And I replayed the game because I love that sense of danger. I love that sense of, oh shit, I'm in a world where almost anything can one-shot me. And this goes triple for the Master Mode. You know, I love playing the Master Mode specifically because of that. It's kind of like playing Resident Evil 7, but on, like, Super Baby Mode or something. Like, you can die pretty much to one hit from a blue bokoblin with his mighty stick of doom and just whap you down a building. Or, not a building, a mountain. Or a hill or something. Whenever they do that, I always want to yell, 4! I used to do golf, so. But point being is that tutorials need to be either be able to be turned off or skipped. And here's the thing. Tutorials don't make up that the common rebuttal for them. I forget if I talked about it in this video. If I did, I'm sorry for going through. You can watch another video, but I'm gonna get this off of my head while it's in there. The common rebuttal I hear for this is, oh, but learning how to use a Pokeball doesn't take like but a minute. True. Very true. However, I've played many video games in my time. As someone named Super Nintendo, I think I'm very qualified. Tutorials do nothing but slow things down for those who have played games. Like, I did Kingdom Hearts 3, or Kingdom Hearts 2, in a live stream a couple of weeks ago, which I am getting back to this Sunday, assuming I have nothing more that should draw my attentions. But, more to the point, pretty much that whole first live stream was nothing but a tutorial. And it was pretty much me just going like, oh my god. I just want to skip this. Let me get to the cool parts. And sadly, that's how I feel a lot of the time when I play RPGs, you know? But anyway, I have drawn on long enough, and I'm not going to be doing another take of this, at least not tonight, because my head hurts. So let me know in the comment section down below. Do you hate tutorials as much as I do? Do you think tutorials should remain? And what is your reasoning for that? Join me on my Let's Plays or live streams or whatever, and I will see you guys in the next video. And I need to turn on my frickin' air conditioner because I'm baking alive! Mandatory! Major glory! Sounded like All Might. Tutorials are gone because I am here! That's not even close to sounding what All Might sounds like. Anyway, getting off track.